kailangan ilatag. Okay, all good. So good evening everyone sa lahat ng Prime Elite subscribers natin, and most of all, thank you for being here and being present with us with Boss Pai, no? So sa mga hindi pa nakakilala sa akin, my name is Christian Benedict Silverio, also known as Berio, and I'll be your host for tonight. So I've been trading the markets for more than 7 years, and ayun, in alignment with Investa, it is our life mission to help everyone become a market elite in trading and investing through continuous learning. So itong Prime Elite webinar, yun talaga yung main purpose na para i-bring tayo to higher level to become at an elite level. So today is November 30, 2024, and our Prime Elite webinar for the month of November is titled How to Sell Tops and Buy Bottoms Using a Trend Following System via Contrarian Approach. So to introduce our speaker, he is a seasoned market veteran for more than 2 decades. He is a licensed stockbroker and also an electrical engineer. So he is a great man known for his very caring and thoughtful attitude, his God-fearing approach in life, and someone who puts his family first. He is the great mind behind the parabolic theory, the famous Bebemon setup, and parabolic structure fractals, which most successful retail traders in the Philippines uses to their advantage. Kahit ako, ginagamit ko yan personally. So now let's give a warm welcome to Boss Hernan Segovia, aka Spyfrat. So let's welcome Boss Spyfrat. Yun.
Hello, good
So
evening.
chat kayo guys. Good
Okay.
evening. Good evening.
Good evening sa
So,
lahat. Good evening sa Investa Prime participants po. And I'm honored to be here tonight with you, sharing my little expertise regarding this current seminar. No, I'm going to talk about how to sell tops and buy bottoms using the trend following system. So later on, I'm going to reveal kung ano yon. And so far, I hope I can impart little knowledge sa inyo lahat. Okay.
okay, Boss Pai. So to warm things up, no, before we start our presentation, can you tell the story how you got started in trading? Parang kwentuhan niyo na
Uh,
muna kami para at least makilala ka namin further.
Sige. It's a little bit funny, no, because when I was in high school, no, fourth year high school, we tend to go to the library to make reports sa subject matter namin. And each time, pumunta kami ng library, way back then, no, yung library is only very limited, no? Walang internet, ganong type of sort. So books lang, newspaper, magazines, no? So every Friday pinapupunta kami doon just to kahit anong report in regards to the current settings, no, or kumbaga general information, basta report, tapos handwritten mo pa, tapos i-submit mo, no, at the end of your class. So, siyempre, nakipag-unahan yung mga kaklase ko noon. Ako pa chill-chill lang na that time eh. So, normally, pagdating ko ng library, wala na yung mga yung mga newspaper clippings, wala na yung mga sports, wala na yung mga highlights, no, yung mga headlines with regards to politics and all. Yung natira talaga is only a business section ng newspaper. So walang mahilig doon sa mga klase ko with regards to business eh. And I saw this chart, no, yung PSE, mga ganon. PSE down, up, peso dollar up, mga ganon ba? So I was got a little interested with regards to those, no, yung chart. Ang ginagawa ko, I only copy, no, what's happening to the stock market that time. Wala nga akong alam kung anong stock market eh, basta kopya lang eh. Tapos I submit it to tapos lagyan mo ng reaction, kumbaga reaction paper, lagyan mo siya ng reaction. Yung reaction ko, kinakopy ko rin doon sa kumbaga, Then, one thing I noticed, no, siyempre may check rin, no, galing sa teacher namin, rest in peace, no, favorite teacher ko yon. So, sabi ko, hindi yata binabasa ng teacher to. So, yun lang palagi kong ginagawa. So, every Friday, gawa ng report with regards to to stock market. So, how the peso fare as well, no? Yung, basta business. So, yun. Then, that time, wala namang wala namang materials with regards to stock market dito sa bookstore namin. Naghanap talaga ako, pero wala akong makita. Then, by college, siyempre nalimutan ko na yung high school kung anong ginawa ko. mga fourth year yata. This one guy, kaibigan ko, sabi niya, Nan, I was sabi niya into stock market. Bumili daw siya ng Peltel, something gano'n. Oh, then my interest suddenly got me nag-renewed, no? So that time. So sabi ko, sige, introduce mo ako. Sinong broker mo? So sabi niya, Urban Bank. Remember Urban Bank, no? The defunct bank. So yun. After that, he introduced me. Yun pala, Showtime yung broker. Okay. Anyway, so I got into my first buy, no. Wala pang libro noon eh, wala pa talaga ano. Yung binili ko was JR Garments. So wala na yun, wala na yung JR Garments.
Delisted na.
Delisted na yun, oo. Then I think my second stock that I bought was Mabuhay Holdings. Hanggang ngayon walang kwenta pa rin yun, Mabuhay Holdings na yun. I remember I bought it at 1 peso yata eh. Then I sold it at a loss after a year. Yun hanggang ngayon nakita ko yung price ng Mabuhay Holdings parang 0.30 yata or 40 cents yata. Nandun pa rin yung stock na yun, pero wala talagang kabuhay-buhay yun. So anyway, after college, I work from different companies na. It so happened Summit Securities established their branch here in Iloilo City. That was in 1996. So I resigned, no? I resigned from my nasa bangko ako I was at RCBC. Tapos it so happened that Summit Securities was hiring. So pumunta ako doon. We were the first client of Summit Securities as well, no? So sabi ko, boss, open pa ba yung ano? Yes, sure. So since client kami, sige kung gusto mo, ikaw na yung ikaw na yung mag trader dito. So wala na, agad-agad nag-resign ako sa I give the bank 1 month, then yun nag-start. And I got my first learning via Metastack. So kasi yun ang gamit ng Summit Securities that time. Pero ano pa yun, mano-mano, you input the stock price, closing, open, high, low, and close at the end of the day para lang makagawa kayo ng chart sa Metastack.
Grabe.
And it was Metastack help that got me into knowing all the terms, no? Not all, but it took me time to study kung ano yung mga indicators that time. So yun na nag-start. At first I was fascinated by how brokers buy and sell, no? So marami akong scratch paper noon ay categorically recorded yung mga binibili ng foreign. So kung anong binibili ng foreign that time, yun ang sinusundan ko. So, yun ang on brokers, yung kauna-una kong ginamit na system noon, I don't know if you can call it a system, was on brokers analysis. Kung yung mga mabibigat, malalaking broker, kung ano yung binibili nila, yun ang pinag-aaralan ko talaga. So, that was it. Then later on, I made my own trading system. Yun ang using Bollinger Band, no, and RSI after a while. Pero sa that time noon, you cannot change the default settings of Bollinger Band. So ang ginawa ko, I used the Keltner channel, yung 50 MA niya. Nung that time, wala pa mga algo, wala pang other like Pine scripts sa TradingView, wala pa yun. So binabantayan ko yung RSI 70. Mano-mano rin, syempre. Kasi hindi ko alam kung anong price siya pupunta sa RSI 70 or RSI 50. So mano-mano yun talaga. Until such time meron lang yun, mga trading system, trading platform na lumabas, especially online, doon natitweak ko na change ko yung default ng Bollinger Band. At the same time, marami na rin marunong gumawa ng Pops ng Pine script ng TradingView. So yun, paggawa ako sa kanila and they gladly share it naman sa group, no? So yun, meron lang talagang, alam ko na ngayon kung saan price yung RSI. If I wanted to check the price at RSI 50, alam ko na kung anong price yun. So hindi na mahirap, hindi na mahirap.
Yeah, well, grabe. From manual to automated na lahat, no?
Oo,
Yun,
oo.
solid. Thank you, Boss Pops, no? So, in line with that, actually, gusto ko itanong, bakit mo napili yung topic na how to sell tops and buy bottoms? Parang
Okay,
yun
no?
lang
Parang
yung
ano
isa yun
siya
sa
eh,
mga next question.
yes, it's kind of unorthodox, no? It's different from the traditional way of presenting your ideas, no? At the same time, ano, parang taas kilay siya eh. Hindi naman natin maprepredict yung bottom, hindi naman natin
Actually,
maprepredict yung top. So bakit to yung pinili ko? Actually, the presentation was not done in haste, no? In fact, I've done this before sa isang trading group, yun ang Beer Summit, no? I think that was in 2021.
2020,
2020,
yun.
Bear Market
Bear
Summit.
Market Summit.
Yeah, yeah. So, sabi ko parang napapanahon ulit, no? With the kind of market sa PC we have, parang ang hirap kumita na naman, ah. So, naisip ko, paano kaya? Ito na lang. Kasi that time when we did the Bear Market Summit, it was at the height, no, of fear. It was at the height of parang alanganin lahat. And it made me thinking it's some sort of a bottom na pala noon. That was the time. So parang sabi ko baka PSE right time na nito buy. So why not? Okay. So yun. Ito yung presentation ko ngayon.
Okay. Yun, sige. Pwede na tayo mag-start siguro, Boss Pai. The floor is
Okay, sige.
yours.
Okay, thank you very much, Christian. So ito, no? Konting disclaimer lang, no? So I think the PowerPoint presentation will be presented to you later on. So doon yun na lang basahin. Okay. Keep in mind, no, in a bear market, no, investors and traders alike are tested. So sabi pa nga nila, no, cash is king, no? Pero doon natin nakikita in bear market kung how tested really we are, how emotionally prepared kita, and how the each, no, in each trader of us, yung kating-kati kung paano mo napigilan. Okay? Kasi parang gusto mong mag-trade palagi. So yun, sa bear market, doon mo makikita talaga kung anong personalidad ikaw meron and how will adapt sa market, no? And how well disciplined you are, no? Also, you need to be patient and mentally prepared. Pero sa bear market, kung masyado ka naman patient, hindi ka muna bibili. And minsan palagi sa sobrang patience natin, no, sa market, naiwan na tayo. So I think we should be patient in such a right way amount of time lang, no. Konting ano lang na hindi talaga patient na patient ka. Okay, then know your edge. Ano bang meron ka? Ano bang capable mo? Because trading with an edge means you have a process. Ito yung pinaka-importante. A trading system, no, is not about an indicator settings or any one thing, no. It's about a set of rules na ginawa mo that matches a system and your personality. Now, if you are an investor, no, per se, no, talagang pang long term ka, hindi pwede yung mga fast momentum indicators sa iyo. Minsan nga may mga long-term investors na hindi na nagcha-chart, no. For them, charting is just a pure parang voodoo, no. And they only check the fundamentals of the stock. So talagang kung ano yung personality mo at yung ang bagay sa iyo talaga. So one trading system uh, para yun sa akin. Now, if my trading system works for you, then fine. Pero dapat hanapin mo rin yung trading system mo which suited your personality. Okay, no. Regarding elements of robo system, it must be able to define short term, no, intermediate medium term and a longer term trends. Hindi yung pwede yung for example, pang short term ka lang palagi, pang scalp ka lang palagi, pang day trade ka lang palagi. You need to see beyond that. Kumbaga, you need to check all the time frames needed kung saan talaga yung trend ng isang stock, no? You must be able to systematically generate entry and exit prices, no? Normally, marami na akong narinig, it's easy to buy, but very, very hard for them. Where is the right exit, no? When is the right time to sell stocks, no? Mahirap daw magbenta. Kaya normally, yung sinasabi ko lang, kung nahihirapan ka magbenta, especially when you have stocks like Plus, when you have stocks like ABG currently, no? What is your exit strategy? Kasi nakikita ko minsan meron kang stock na you think it's going forever to go up, no? Especially going to the moon, things like that. The stock price goes ballistic. So, nahihirapan ka rin, although you're very, very happy kasi umakyat ng todo, but there will come a time that you need to sell. You need to sell. It is the law of gravity talaga, no? Kung gaano kataas yung stock na umakyat, babagsak yon. Okay, we're going to talk about it later, no? Pero isa sa mga sample ko na sinasabi sa mga kung paano benta is to slice. Ito yung parang pizza, no, or cake, then you divide it by 8 or by 4. While having umakit yung stock, you sell it, you sell. So isang slice mo na, kainin mo yung pizza, hanggang maubos mo yung pizza, no? Okay, you must be able to reliably generate overbought and oversold readings and even momentum divergences, no, to help better manage position. So normally, when you are using your RSI 14 settings, no, a reading of 70 means overbought and a reading of 30 means oversold. So minsan pag pumunta yung stock price sa RSI 70, umakyat pa lalo eh. Now, if you are by the books talaga and you happen to follow by the heart, no, that RSI 14 level 70 is already overbought, hindi mo iiwasan mo na 'yon. Pero talagang marami siyang power play pa doon na umakyat pa ng todo eh. So sa ito yung later on, yung key levels, no, once the stock is going parabolic, yung key levels na hinahanap natin yung how to check and how to know the parabolic rest conditions such as PHR and EPHR or extreme parabolic high risk, no. Later on, I'm going to discuss it more. With regards to my trading system, I used a custom Bollinger Band setting that measures the volatility around a 50-period trend and an RSI with a 30-period lockback. So it's not the default setting of Bollinger, no, na yung talagang gumawa ng indicator na set at 2. I mean set at a certain period and with a standard deviation of 2. More than the custom settings, the edge comes from my ito pinag-aralan ko talaga mano-mano yung trading yung theories behind the parabolics and fractals. Kasi kung sa matagal mo na pagti-trade, no, I don't know kung siyempre may makikita ka talagang chart different from your previous engagement kung ano yung nabili mo dati. Uy, parang parang same doon sa nabili ko dati. Parang deja vu. O parang meron kang deja vu, no? O naalala ko tong chart na to yung stock, yung pattern na to naalala ko to Then that time talagang ako, I don't know, it was called journaling dati, no? Pero para sa akin scratch paper lang lahat eh. So may mga drawings ako noon. And I kind to recall sa computer ko noon may mga kung anong lahat ng ascending triangle, anong lahat ng mga symmetrical triangle or consolidation, pina-file ko yon sa computer ko noong that time. Then I reviewed them. Kasi yung mga stock chart patterns sa stock charts, babalik lang eh. Parating bumabalik lang eh. So anong nangyayari kapag binalikan mo yon? So parang you have the clue already kung what if the stock price goes up down and goes like that or sideways, parang meron na, okay? So my parabolic framework combines technical aspects of parabolics and crowd psychology, no? When you say parabolics, it is when the price goes above 70, sa RSI. Because parabolics no, live in a high RSI environment, kumbaga. Ito yon trading bands, Bollinger Bands, B band siya, yung 50 period. So if you are using a daily chart, so that is 50-day period, no, with 0.2 standard deviation. If using weekly, then 50 weekly, no. If using monthly, then 50 bars yung month niya. Shorter time, if you're using an hour chart, then 50 hour yung period niya. So yung RSI na ginagamit ko yung relative strength indicator, no, index, is 30 period, not the default 14 period, kumbaga. If you ask me bakit, no, trial and error. Ang dami ko nang ginamit na RSI, then from 1 to 100, okay, ang dami ko nang ni-compare. And that the RSI 30 period complements well. It complemented well with the Bollinger Band na setting is 50 period and with 0.2 standard deviation. So yun. So marami ng trial and error na ginawa. All among those years, no, okay. So parabolic framework, parabolic theory, and we have here PHR and APHR. Yun ang kumbaga, no, there's no overbought condition when the stock goes parabolic. But we have this kind of overbought. Yun ang parabolic high risk na term and extreme parabolic high risk. Later on, I'm going to dig more into that. Then we have the Bebemon trade setup. Pakwela yung itong Bebemon eh. Actually, Bebemon is a Bollinger Band monster, no? Because syempre yung trading system is running around the Bollinger Band, no? Then ginawa na namin Bebe, parang gano'n, parang sort of paano lang pa-effect or things like that. Because there's one pattern na nakita namin sa when you use the Bollinger Band, no? Meron siyang parang beak ng duck bell, kumbaga. So parang bebe siya na once mag-break out, maganda. Okay. Ito yung trading system ko. Sa chart, ito yung naka-base na big bands. Makikita mo yung tatlong parang nag-oscillate na prices, na indicators, no. Yung middle nun is the 50 moving average na period, okay? Dati wala yan eh, nung hindi ko pa ma-change yung default setting ng B-band. Okay, and this is the RSI setting, yung RSI 30. Okay, my system is designed for trend following talaga, but over the years, no, I have developed rules that adjust to different market conditions which I trade using this one system. So, ano ba talaga ang trading system na to? Magagamit ba lahat sa time frame? Honestly, no, yes, no, it's an all-weather trading system na you can use it on different time frames. You can use it on 1 minute, 5 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour, 4 hours, hanggang sa monthly or multi-year, no? Pwede siya. Pero hanapin mo talaga yung pinaka the best na time frame na hindi noisy. Okay, we'll talk about it, no? Ito yung parang ano niya, system, no? So when the price goes down, it's normally triggered a sell order, and when the stock price moves around the B band, it will act as a natural resistance. Kung galing lang naman siya sa baba, sa taas, it will act as a natural support. Okay? Yung B band na yan. And hindi natin masabi, we want to go long, no, or we want to buy stocks that's in an uptrend. So for example, ito may crossover ng B band sa price, uptrend siya, and we want to sell short or sell, no, stocks that in a downtrend. And generally, Sa sideways naman, pwede natin to avoid kasi sideways siya. Ito makikita mo, this is a noise. Noise yung sideways movement. But unless you want to swing trade the range or kating-kati ka na, pero dapat wag mong i-trade yung sideways na yon, okay? So dito, yung price goes down, it reacted to selling pressure siguro, wagsak, so the downtrend. Then sideways, on downtrend ulit. Okay? So ito yung parang B-band natin. Uptrend, downtrend, sideways. So you buy longs, you buy stocks using an uptrend, no? And we sell naman stock or go short sa downtrend naman na generate ng B-band, and we tend to forget muna, wag muna to trade yung sideways na trend, okay? Ito siya. It is particularly important when trading the B-band system that prices are moving sideways. There will be lots of whipsaws, no? Ito, okay pa rin. Pero parang mga ganitong short lang na trend na ano, we find it noisy. So we tend to change the time frame of the stock of the chart, no? So yun. Kung palagi kang whipsaw na palagi naman palaging lugi, so maubos yung capital mo. So it's better to trend either uptrend or downtrend lang. Okay, John Bollinger Bands, no? Ito yung default niya. Designed po sa pag-measure ng price volatility. Yung custom B-band na ginamit ko, which is 50 and 0.2, design sa trend volatility naman. So with all due respect sa kay John Bollinger, I actually messaged him some time ago. Sabi ko, gamitin ko yung Bollinger Band mo pero ibang settings. Hindi siya nag-reply. Okay, anyway, my custom B-band is like the Kelter channel. Before, yun ang ginagamit ko. But sa Bollinger Band, it is more dynamic because it adjusts quickly to changes in trend, no? First of all, I particularly like the B-band when it contracts. So meaning, mataba siya nung una, mataba. Wide yung gap niya. Tapos as the stock price move with the B-band, it becomes slimmer. Yun ang binabantayan namin, yung when the stock, when yung B-band becomes contracted na or becomes slim na. Yung sobrang jeta na siya talaga. Because kapag nag-break siya or nag-breakdown, meron siyang magandang price swing, no, or move, no, either up or down. Simple lang, yung system generates a buy and sell when they did price and B-band crossover. So kung umakyat yung price above B-band, then it generates a buy signal. Tapos kung yung stock price ulit crossover sa B-band below, then it generates a sell signal naman. Okay. And over time, B-band can also be used to define dynamic support and resistance across different time frames. Okay, ito yung custom Bollinger Band with Keltner channel. So makikita mo sa Keltner channel, same setting, 50 and 0.2, 50 period and 0.2 standard deviation, same with B-band 50 rin at saka 0.2. Pero si Keltner talagang ano lang siya, static lang siya eh. So you cannot identify very well kung meron certain move that is brewing, no, big or small, no. Pero dito sa B-band, ito wide range muna yung B-band, then as the stock price moves, no, with the B-band, ito naging slimmer. So ito yung talagang hinahanap namin bago mag-execute ng buy order when the stock price moves above the B-band and complemented well with the RSI settings set at 30 period. So kung yung stock price goes up with the B-band or ito na flirt na sa B-band and the RSI settings goes above 51, then we typically bought it. Kumbaga, it triggered a buy signal for us. Okay, so example, no? So ito, mayroong consolidation dito. This is AEI way back in 2017. Then dito, mayroong reversal kasi galing siya sa taas. Ito may sell signal, then nag-consolidate yung stock, then the B-band becomes slimmer, then we bought it, no? Kasi yung RSI breaks the level 50 and the stock price breaks the B-band as well, then umakyat. nakikita nyo the stock price consolidate again, and the B band acted as a natural support, dynamic support siya. Okay. Then the RSI as well, no? If the RSI goes nasa taas, the RSI level 50 will act as well as natural support. So dito, natural support, RSI level, natural support. So, and the trend goes continue again, moving forward, no? Moving up, I mean. So ito, umakyat siya. Dito may nag-flirting ulit, merong slimming na naman ng B-band. Initially, it breached below, but the RSI, sabi ng RSI, oops, wag muna. Okay, so hindi pa siya sell signal because the RSI did not complement the B band na sige pwede ka na magbenta or what, no? Okay, so then again, the stock price of BI moves above the B band as well, and umakyat na naman ulit. So from the price of around 6 pesos, it went to above 14 to hanggang 15 level. So nag 15th level yung AEI. Ito yung sinasabi, hindi tayo makakabenta sa top. Okay, that's true. Mahirap magbenta sa 15, no? Hindi, wala namang signal eh. Pero later on, makikita mo, eto may divergence siya, right? Umakyat. Now, if you are familiar with divergences, malaman nag-slice ka dito kasi pala wala namang signal, only divergences. It made a new high whereas the RSI did not made new high. Ito high ng RSI, okay? Later on, it's another slide, no? I'm going to talk about it. So dito may reversal kasi the stock price moves below the B band and ito nag-signal na siya. Pero malamang dito tayo nakabenta, mga below 14. Probably nasa 13 plus level na siguro. But it's not the high, it's not the top, but good enough for us if you bought it at around 6 pesos or kahit 7 pa or kahit dito pa sa level or 8 pa. Okay? So that's good enough for us. Okay. Ito, why RSI 30 and 14? So previously I talk about that I've experimented a lot of RSI with regards to trading, no? And ito nakikita ko talaga yung RSI 30 it's much more better than RSI 14. Okay, this is a stock chart of Double Dragon. If makikita natin sa RSI 14 sa taas, that is RSI 30 sa baba, ito yung sa A, the RSI says nag-level 70 na siya. Okay? Whereas sa RSI 30, hindi pa. Okay, right here. Ang problema na ngayon, if you are a textbook trader, then you kind of take seriousness that RSI level 70 is overbought condition already, then you miss the run of the Double Dragon. Kasi dito pala masasabi mo, hindi na ako bibili kasi overbought na. Hindi, pinapanood mo lang umakyat ng todo. So this is the two examples lang, no? Sa low 20s, nag-signal yung RSI 14 na overbought na si Double Dragon. Pero sa RSI 13, di pa, okay? So yun. A stock, no, how to define parabolic state. When a stock price, no, is in parabolic state, using RSI 30, nasa 70 level or above. Because parabolics live in a higher RSI environment. So kung mag 71, 72, 80, parabolics yung stock, okay? Once in parabolic, there's a strong chance. Makikita nyo or na-notice nyo talaga na kapag pumalo na yung stock price sa RSI 70, grabe yung momentum, grabe yung akyat mensa, no? So talagang nakakamanga yung parabolic na yan. In short, walang overbought when in parabolic. So not yet, no? But we have put this rule, ito yung PHR, parabolic high risk and extreme parabolic high risk, to guard us from certain condition na talagang extreme na siya yung stock price. Okay? A parabolic state can be triggered on any time frame. Weekly, daily, hourly, minutes, no? In a high RSI environment. So for example, if the stock price goes parabolic in an hourly, pero daily wala pa, then it is regarded as a parabolic in an hour chart. Okay? For example, no, yun. nag-exceed siya ng 70 sa weekly, parabolic siya sa weekly. Kung nag-exceed siya sa 70 level ng RSI sa daily, then parabolic siya sa daily chart. Now, bear in mind, ito yung nakita namin sa parabolics na if the price runs, if the price sa RSI weekly exceeds those of RSI daily. For example, yung RSI weekly was 72. Then the RSI daily reading is around 69, mga ganon, or 67, or lagay natin 70, which is in both state of parabolic. Normally, sobrang lakas ng stock. Sobrang lakas ng stock. When RSI weekly exceeds RSI daily. And then, kung naunang pumasok yung RSI weekly sa parabolic, sobrang lalakas din ng stock. Very, very highly momentum stock siya. Okay? So yun ang mga makikita nyo later on sa plus na yun. Kasi yung RSI weekly niya is ahead of the daily. Ito niya ngayon yung parabolic overbought natin. Actually walang overbought, no? Pero nilagyan namin ng certain condition na talagang will guard us kung paano mag-trade ng parabolics, no? A stock is in parabolic high risk when both daily and weekly RSI are greater than 70. Pero yung RSI daily is greater than RSI weekly. For example, yung both stocks are in parabolic daily and weekly. Pero yung parabolic daily niya reads 75. Pero yung RSI weekly niya nasa 71. So it is already a parabolic high risk. Kasi sa experience namin, mga ganong type of parabolics, meron siyang FOMO level, no? Pero hindi na sustain and it tends to correct right away. Okay. Pero habang parabolic pa, ito yung tinatawag naming slice and put a trail stop. Yung call of action natin dito. Merong study si Pitwell, he's the guy from Twitter, na meron sa modified parabolic system, no? Ito yung website niya. Dito niya nilagay yung studies niya. Ngayon, merong isang Kähler type of divergence, yung tinatawag namin parabolic bearish divergence. Ito yung when the stock is in parabolic pero nag-diverge, no? Nag-create siya ng bearish divergence. Previously, yung PBD was a parabolic bearish divergence. Nung nakita kong gumawa si Petwell ng study niya, in honor of him, ginawa kong Petwell. Okay? Excuse me. Okay, how to define extreme parabolic high risk? A stock is extreme parabolic high risk or EPHR when both daily na naman and weekly RSI are greater than 80. So above 80 na yung individual RSIs nung daily and weekly. High risk na siya. Extreme high risk. A signal that the stock is likely to top out. Pero hindi natin alam kung kailan, no? At what price. But it's higher risk and extreme volatile na katama. So the extreme page also suggests a FOMO run. Ito lang yung tinatawag natin na we have this thing called fear of missing out. Tapos marami nang pumapasok kasi parang takot na takot iwanan eh. So it is very high highly emotionally driven eh. Okay, and suddenly reverse and trigger a debt correction. Yung call for action natin ito is sell when it is easy and comfortable and not when everyone is trying to get out. Yung unahan mo sa pagbenta. Hindi habang meron pang liquidity, habang meron pang may na FOMO, excuse me, no? Benta mo na, especially if your holdings are substantial. Pag malaki yung hawak mo, pinakahirap mong magbenta kung lahat nagsipagbentahan na rin eh. So merong stampede dyan eh. So wag mo nang hintayin. Sell when it is easy, no? Normally bid and offer will widen and price reverses, tapos panic na yun eh. Bid volume will dry up and this leads to a parabolic burst. A parabolic burst is an event that takes place at the end of parabolic run. Kung tapos na, no? When price can transition from uptrend to range to downtrend in an orderly manner. In parabolic, the distribution phase happens as price is moving up and the participation and the volume is rising. Ito yung price can move from uptrend to downtrend without the trading sideways in parabours. Wala na. When new money stops coming in, price can reverse and leave the investing public with debt losses. So kung wala ng bagong mauto, anyway, excuse me, no? Kung wala ng bagong perang FOMO, no? Wala na. Sino pang bibili? Hindi, wala na. It can reverse right away. Dapat natin i-take note, parabours can be traded on dips, no? Pero if only you know what you're doing, no? Mahirap talaga yung parabolic i-trade, lalo na kung hindi mo alam. Okay? When a stock is parabolic, the stock has a higher risk, of course, no? When price can move higher exponentially, and the trade-off is extreme volatility. In other words, you can lose a lot of money in chasing the price sa parabolic. Pero sa experience namin, trading stocks in parabolic can be very profitable rin. So ito ngayon yung parang a little bit of a guide on how to trade parabolics. Only trade parabolics within the time frame it occurs. Don't do time hopping. Now, for example, if parabolic state occurs in 1 hour, doon mo siya i-trade. Kung hindi na siya parabolic, then benta mo na. Huwag mo siyang palitan sa daily kasi hindi ka nakabenta sa 1 hour. Huwag kang mag time frame hopping. Kasi man napupuna ko, mayroong mga traders talaga na if their conditions in a daily, no, was already violated, they're going to check the weekly chart. Okay. Now ngayon, kung sa weekly chart, uptrend pa naman, pwede pang i-hold. Okay. So parang
Mag-iiba ng
ganon.
strategy, no?
Oo, yun ang tama yung Pops. Okay. Pero in the first, no, bumili ka dahil doon sa daily na signal eh. So dapat yung gamitin mo sa exit is the daily rin. Well, of course, you can check the weekly chart, the monthly chart, and other time frames. Pero yung pinaka main ingredient dyan, kung saan ko pumasok na time frame, doon ka rin mag-exit. Okay, now, if gumamit ka ng weekly, no, gumamit ka ng daily sa time frame sa pagbili mo. You can check the lower time frame, like for example the 4-hour and 1 hour. Okay, kasi you feel that you already wanted to get out. Okay, kasi napi-feel mo na parang okay na ako sa profit nito. Now, if you are using daily, sabi mo the support is a little bit below pa, sobrang baba ng support and things like that. Now I'm going to use a 4-hour time frame. I'm going to use the 1-hour time frame, and I'm going to use this. Now if price violates the B band or the RSI or anything particular na support, then I'm going to sell it. Well, I can tolerate that because I've been using that as well. Okay. Ito, how to sell tops and trading edge. Ito na tayo after introducing to you the trading system. Okay, edge number 1, sell patterns during parabolic. Ito, a stock is in parabolic, no? Is in greater than yung reading niya 70. No, of course, you can ignore muna overbought conditions when in parabolic. You can ignore bearish divergences when successive impulses RSI above 70. When we say bearish divergences, ito yung unang high ng price tapos na supersede ng second high ng price pero yung RSI niya hindi. So that is a bearish divergence. Okay. But as soon as wedges, for example, triangles, backs or pennants develop in parabolic state, start selling longs and look to short. Ito, if you notice the RSI is in parabolic state kasi lumampas ng RSI 70. Tapos gumawa siya ng pattern. Ito yung pennant natin or symmetrical triangle. If you manage to observe or makita yung ganitong kind of patterns, huwag nyo nang hintayin. Binta nyo na. Hindi ka rin makabenta dito o sa loob, pero at least benta ka once the price breaks down, no? Kasi by experience, ito yung may deeper correction talaga. So, sell patterns during parabolic is our edge number 1. Benta mo kapag umakyat na yon, price na ganon, and nag-manifest na siya ng pattern na ganyan. Okay, ito, when patterns emerge during parabolic run, close long, stay short, otherwise look to short, no? For another example, ito yung Nasdaq na Apple, gumawa ng pennant ulit. This is the parabolic state, whereas the parabolic is above 70. So bumagsak yung Apple by 35%. Okay. So another example, Bitcoin, gumawa ng pennant. Ito yung parabolic state niya, bumagsak ng 84%. So whenever you see this kind of pattern sa parabolic state, bear in mind, delikado na yun. Huwag na kayong bumili. It's very dangerous. Instead, if you're having longs, benta nyo na. Okay. Another example, yung ERI, nag-consolidate, gumawa ng box. While in parabolic state, kita nyo naman bumagsak nung nag-breakdown sa box. At sa ngayon, ito na. Sobrang baba na. Okay. Another example, recently, Security Bank. Okay. Ito, gumawa siya ng actually ascending triangle, no? Sa parabolic state. Supposed to be it is a bullish triangle, pero kapag makikita ka ng pattern sa parabolic state, iwas muna. Actually, nagbenta kami dito sa Security Bank. Then gumawa siya, umakyat pa siya. Sabi namin, oh, pumalpak yun ah. Nagbenta tayo, pumalpak yun ah. Pero hindi na siya pala bounce lang siya agad, pero eventually it succumbed to waterfall, to selling pressure. So makikita mo. So at least na-save kami that time sa Security Bank. Recently lang yon. Okay. Then ito yung mga old chart natin. Dito yung mga nauna ko nakikita. Yung LRW, no? Yung LR, which was way back in 2014. If you notice, gumawa siya ng rising wedge. We're in parabolic state. Kita nyo man, bumagsak. Then we have Nihao Ma. Okay, Nihao, yung mga job stocks dati. Gumawa rin ng wedge while in parabolic state, and it's very devastating talaga, no? Yung waterfall nito matindi. Then we have IS, Island. I think IS hindi pa nag-trade ulit, still suspended. Another wedge, gumawa while in parabolic state, bumagsak. Then same with GeoGrace. Wedge again, ito talagang killer wedge talaga eh. So whenever you see a pattern forming while in parabolic state, avoid na yon, avoid na yon. So yun ang edge number 1 natin. Edge number 2, ito yung bearish divergence. Yung parabolic bearish divergence are other known as PVD. Ito yung Petwell, which in honor with Sky Petwell. Ito yung parabolic killer rin. It provides a very strong warning signal that the price is vulnerable to deep correction. And when the PVD occurs in the market indices, no, or higher time frames, like for example weekly or monthly, it signals that the market is top or near. So mahirap na siya to trade, no, if it appears on the index. Okay. So, ano yung PVD conditions natin? Okay. A first RSI impulse triggers sa parabolic. So, dapat, yung first high mo dito, yung RSI niya is at parabolic state. Okay? So, makikita natin yung first high. Ito siya, parabolic state, above RSI 70. Then, yung second high nito, hindi na siya nag-trigger above 70. Below na siya sa RSI na first natin na above 70 level. Typically, kung hindi siya nasa parabolic state, tawag natin doon normal, no, or natural bearish divergence. But since that the first RSI occurred in a parabolic state, we call it P12 bearish divergence. Now, PVD conditions are unusual, and price corrections are typically deeper than the normal or regular types of bearish divergence. The rest can be slow at first, and then very fast. Okay. So ito, sa Zoom video, no? Yung Zoom na US trade, ZM, stock symbol niya, high. First high natin, yung RSI niya is in parabolic state. Then nag-second high siya, nag-create ng Pitwell bearish divergence because yung RSI niya is below the RSI level here. So it created a deep correction. More than 26%, no? Mga 26%, right? Okay. Example number 2, Security Bank. Kanina I've sabi ko, no, nag-create ng ng ascending triangle, a pattern that occurred in parabolic state. But tapos nag-bounce. Akala namin mali na kami, pero nag-new high siya. Pero yung RSI niya hindi. So kung second bounce siya ulit, sa kay Petwell hindi na siya nakano. It corrected from 100 down to around 70, I think 76 price to. So, pero ngayon is trying to go up na rin again eh. So makikita kayo may mga numbers to 1, 2, 3, no. I was planning to talk another type of idea or theory. Ito yung tinatawag naming Jegos full cycle parabolic count eh. Pero it's quite complicated sa ngayon to discuss kasi hindi pa kami tapos to fully yung mga basic lang nito eh, to fully understand the concept behind it. Actually, that concept started sa Investa 2019 Pops. Okay, when I was invited as one of the speaker. So Diego and I were seatmates, no? Si Jet Muheca. And we were talking, no? Wala kaming cellphone, wala kaming laptop or type. Nasa upuan lang kami nakikinig sa speaker. Wala actually nakikinig kasi nag-uusap kaming dalawa. So anyways, sabi ni Jet sa akin, Pops, mayroon ako idea. I have this idea been flowing in my mind. Ano ko sabi, ano yun? So ito, can you project the start chart over mo? Sabi ko, yes. Pucha, ang nangyari tuloy, parang naglalaro kami ng chess eh. Mind chess, walang chessboard, pero naglalaro kami ng mind chess. Sabi niya, nakikita mo yung price dati ni ano? Sabi ko, okay, I remember. Tapos ano ngayon? Nalala mo yung price umakyat. Then it was in parabolic state. Sabi ko, okay. Then anong nangyari? Then bumagsak siya. That reading dati was above 75. Then bumagsak siya. Then things like that, umakyat, then bumagsak ulit, then umakyat. You know what I was thinking? Yung full cycle divergences. What's ganun? Okay, what's that? Sabi ko ganun. Naglalaro sa isip ni Jet yung chart po. Sabi ko, putya naman. Sabi ko, maalala mo ba yun? Sabi ko, oh, Pops, okay, walk me through. Then he walks me through, no? Sabi niya, then we talk about, nalimutan ko na kung anong chart yun, anong stock, I mean. But I can't remember. Okay, sige. Nag-uusap kami, may mga RSI level in stock price. Tapos na-project namin pareho kung ano yung stock chart na yun. So, anyway, it started there. Then after the Investa Summit, usap kami sa Discord, and we send the chart of this and that. Then we study those. Pwede pala siyang mag-count sa RSI kung ano yung price. So ngayon, na-anticipate namin, meron siyang 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5, no? Anyway, currently si Security Bank is in, I don't know if patapos na tong number 2 or tapos na, then we'll go forward to number 3. So if pupunta si Security Bank right now sa number 3, so then the stock price will going up. Pero hindi namin alam kung anong yung prices sa number 3 na yon.
Yung price
Meron siyang
projection,
ginawang
tama?
come again?
Yung price projection for
Price
number 3.
projection for point number 3. Dati hindi ko alam, pero ngayon meron ng Pine Script eh. So matitweak na natin to. Meron Pine Script si Walter Howe na makikita natin kung anong price sa point 3. Pero anyhow, no, that's a different topic, okay? sorry po. Na-diverse
Okay
ako.
lang. Maganda yung concept na yun kasi it's more of an RSI reset tapos i-create na another wave of parabolic move and then another reset. So, para siyang Elliott wave na may onting inspiration sa momentum measure, di ba?
Yeah,
Tama.
yeah, yeah. Okay,
Oo.
yeah. So, ang kakatawa to dati was that ang sabi ko kay Walter, Walter, I don't want to buy price. I wanted to buy the RSI. Kumbaga, I want to buy the indicator, not the price. So, yun gumawa si Walter ng ng Pine Script. Kasi way back nung sa Bukaka, I don't know if you remember it, Pops, no? Si John Tagama, actually met with him here in Iloilo eh. Gumawa yata siya ng system na you don't have to buy the price, you buy the indicator. Now, regardless of price, kung anong sinabi ng indicator, bilhin mo yon. Regardless of price, kung sinabi ng indicator na benta mo yon. So parang up siya, hindi yan natapos yata kasi he went back again to Singapore, tapos na-promote siya, hindi yan nakaya sa time niya. So yung Bukaka version 2 nawala na rin. Okay. So ito po, another example, Ali
All HC.
Logistics, no? O All HC. So ito, gumawa ng high, and then parabolic state, then another high, pero hindi na parabolic state. So bumaba yung All HC. Mga examples lang to, like for example, SSI, no? So examples lang bumagsak. Then IDC, same concept rin, nagkapitwell. Then we have a little bit, no, word of caution. A price correction triggered by PBD, no, is unusual kind of animal. So kapag nag-correct yung stock price na merong pitwell bearish divergence, pinaka less na correction na nakikita ko is around 20% eh. So kapag nag-pitwell more 20% I think eh. Okay. So ito PLDT. So medyo interactive to. Saan mo makikita yung pitwell bearish diversions dito? Spotting the PBD. So konting konting interaction. So ito siya. So it happened no sa around 3,500 na PBD siya. So bumagsak siya. Ang sarap siguro kung yung price ng PLDT bumalik dyan. Okay. So index 9,000 ulit. Okay. So ito yung PLDT was in daily. Ito ngayon 30-minute time frame sa oil, no, West Texas Oil. Meron petwell dito. Asan yon? Ito
Wala akong
siya.
annotate tool eh. Yan.
Oo, yan. Okay. So, kumbaga, any time frame, no? Kung meron. Pero, bear in mind na kung the shorter time frame, mabilis mag-reverse. Mabilis mong bago yung trend. Okay. Okay. Unfortunately, Petwell can be more brutal in selling force, no? We will discuss another killer sell pattern called the three pushes Petwell. Okay, yung nakita na kanina natin is dalawa lang eh. Yung high, then the succeeding high. Ito tatlo eh. Three pushes, no? Set up. Ito. Three pushes PBT setup conditions. At first, RSI, syempre, nasa RSI state, no? Yung parabolic. Yung first na high. Yung third or second, hindi na parabolic. Okay? So nakita natin, nag-12 dito temporarily, bumagsak, pero na-catch ng B-band support, then umakyat ulit.
Nag-rally ulit.
Umakyat ulit. So nag-UI sa ulit sa pang-tatlo na push. Ito yung killer na 3 push PBD. Deeper correction pa rin to. Okay. Another example, no? Ito. Yung to go. A stock is parabolic dahil 70. We can ignore the bearish diversion. Kasi kapag nag-parabolic, ignore mo na. Impact of bear divergence will kick in when the stock price exits from parabolic state. So ito siya. First high, parabolic. Second high, nag-parabolic but we tend to ignore. Ito nag-parabolic ulit. Ito yung exit natin sa stock. Actually, pwede ka itong mag-exit pero hindi natin alam kung saan yung top eh. So kahit umakyat pa siya, at least the holder saved na dahil nakabenta sa hindi naman top pero at least buhay, okay? So dito, another example, 1, 2, 3 na high. Yung second high niya, actually nag-exceed sa high. sa first na parabolic, pero dito sa pangtatlo wala na. Another one, si Jumia, yung sinasabi nilang Black Amazon, okay, bumagsak rin on a third parabolic na P12, 3 pushes. Pero makikita natin dito marami siyang highs, okay? So if we, kumbaga kung sobrang technical natin, meron siyang overshoot no or extension.
Oo,
May
tama.
mga times talaga na lalo na kung yung RSI weekly no is above RSI daily. Sobrang strong talaga ng stock na yan. It happened in Jumia. Pero later on, hindi rin na-sustain, no? Kasi nag-diverge talaga siya. Makikita mo talaga na yung RSI niya talagang ilang beses nag-try lang mag-parabolic pero hindi na eh. So yun, normally bumagsak siya. Tapos minsan, if you do some buyback, yun pa yung nakakasira sa diskarte mo eh. BDO dati, ito 1, 2, 3. Meron din 3 pushes. So be on guard lang sa fear of missing out na kondisyon ng mga type na run, no? Then we have Del Monte, another example. So you can play it back later on sa PowerPoint natin and study them. Ito yung mga examples lang ng mga overshot or extension ng 3 pushes. Okay, so makikita natin dyan. Then we have yung kay AR Innovation. Sino ba yung babae na yun? Si Cathy, no?
Cathy Woods.
Cathy Woods, yes. Okay. 3 pushes rin eh. Ito siya. So actually marami itong highs, recently in between. So may mga extension talaga. But definitely it give up na rin. Kasi yung RSI nito hindi masustain yun. So kapag may nakita kang high, RSI high on a parabolic state, tapos gumawa ng high, you can trade it as well. But bear in mind na meron talagang mangyayaring di maganda dyan eh. Okay? Another example, yung NIO, yung AV eh. Parang Tesla yata to ng China or what? So bumagsak rin siya. 3 pushes. Then we have Italpinas, another example, yung IDC. 3 pushes rin. San Miguel, same thing happened. Nasa 200, almost 200. Ito yung the time that Ramon Ang was hyping that sa follow-on offering was above 200 or 250 eh. Maraming
Tanda ko nga yan,
dito.
no?
Naalala mo to, Pops?
No.
Bumagsak yan
Medyo
eh.
BS, no?
Oo,
Dami na
talagang
hype.
BS. Talagang BS yun eh. Oo. Imagine, nasa dyaryo, nasa online palagi.
Naging Celo News na rin eh, actually eh.
Tama,
Celo
nag-Celo
News
News
eh.
na rin. Afterwards pala, yung FOIA pala is 110 eh. Sabi daw
Surprise.
250. Oo, yun. Ito, yung San Miguel Food Beverage, hindi to Facebook ha. Okay. Ito, how to buy bottoms. Tapos na tayo sa how to sell tops. Okay. Buying the bottoms, no? Using the Bebemon kanina yung sabi ko. So yung setup kanina sa Bebemon, yung when the stock price goes down, tapos yung B-band mo is catching up, bumabagsak rin, then there can be a lot of waiting, no? Kasi hinintay mo talaga mag-catch up yung price sa Bollinger Band mo and for your Bollinger Band to get slimmer. Okay. So ito, coming from a high na price bumagsak. Ito yung nag-trigger, no? Nag-sell signal dito. Then as the stock goes down, siyempre sinusunod ng Bollinger Band to the time na nag-slim to. So kapag nag-slimmer na yung nag-contract na yung Bollinger Band, nag-trigger na rin ng yung RSI above the level 50, then pwede na siyang i-trade kasi it triggered a buy signal. Yun sa FX yun, sa Euro dati. Then we have here another example, Nasdaq, no? If you're trading index stock, ito rin, sinusunod rin natin. Ito, syempre, hindi rin maiwasan minsan, merong whipsaws, no? For example, here, no, makikita natin, nag-buy signal to kasi umakyat yung RSI dito eh. But definitely, wala eh. yung price ng index na Nasdaq nag-fall down again sa B band and sa RSI level 50. So para at least if you manage to sell it or cut it, hindi masakit. Okay? May whipsaw. Natural yon. Then here we have here a signal ulit, trigger the buy signal, and luckily, yun, umakyat na. Then ito na naman. Pero ito, Pops, how can you trade the gap, right? To be
Earnings
honest, no?
ata yan. Earnings ata
Ah,
yan.
come again?
Earnings release.
Yeah,
Earnings
yeah,
release yan.
earnings, Tesla sa Tesla, right?
Oo,
So
kaya pag
ito yung
ganyan, benta mo na kagad before
so
earnings.
ito yung mga pinaka kumbaga sinasabi nilang na they never trade the earnings report eh.
Oo.
Oo, kasi talagang isu-surprise ka talaga. Okay lang kung na-surprise ka, pakyat, then happy ka. Pero talagang allergy talaga yung mga fans sa mga missed earnings eh.
Oo.
Oo, baboyan talaga doon eh. So, kung talagang hindi ka pa seasoned investor or matagal nagtitrade sa US market, the first thing that you're going to look at is the calendar sa earnings.
Oo, tama yan.
Oo. So, iwas doon muna, iwas. Kasi talagang mag-gap up or gap down yun eh. Ito, hindi ka makakabenta eh. Kasi nag-gap down agad eh. Okay? Then we have here another example. Pero kailangan natin find at a wonderful time frame that is clean and clear and with clear interaction sa price and the Bollinger Band. Yun ang hanapin natin. Kung meron hindi magandang interaction sa 1 hour, ditch that time frame. Huwag mo lang gamitin. Hanap ka ng time frame na maganda, na very clean, okay? Like for example ito, sa West Texas Oil. So itong time frame maganda to. Kasi from downtrend here nagsignal, tapos ito nag-buy signal, pero hindi na sustain but you managed to get out here, hindi ka na damage, I think may konting profit ka pa, then nag-continue to move down, no? Okay. Now kung dito nag-short ka, then kumita ka pa dito kasi bumagsak siya, okay? Ito yung Bibimon setup natin, no? So nasabi ko na to kanina. Ito yung parang duck bill, yung parang ng BB. So kaya meron tayong tinatawag na instead of Bollinger Band Monster, ginawa natin Bibimon, no? So parang BB siya. Ito yung price nagta-transition sa within this pattern. So parang big. Okay? Yun. Okay. Ito yung simple crossover naman. So parang dito kanina nag-sell tayo, mayroong whipsaw, then nag-buy tayo, then dito tayo na tamaan sa gap down, pero naka-recover tayo, bumili tayo dito, then benta na naman, then dito buy na naman, dito naka-hold tayo kasi na-catch ng RSI hanggang dito sa taas. Okay. So whipsaws are inevitable. Part yan ng trading system, part yan ng trade natin. Hindi talaga iniwasan yon. There's no such thing as perfect or 100% guaranteed proof na trading system. Bear in mind na kapag earning season, iwasan mo yung stock na yon, lalo na sa if you're trading global markets. Dito sa atin, Pops, iwan ko lang parang natotolerate pa natin eh. May mga earnings na namimiss. Minsan nga may earnings na maganda, hindi umakyat eh.
Parang tawag doon, hindi masyadong pinaprice in or
Yun.
hindi
Unlike in
reactive.
US, no?
Hindi
Oo.
reactive.
Unlike sa US, sobrang grabe. So okay, ito here, no? Very clear time frame. Yung makikita nyo kung very clean and clear yung interactions ng isang time frame sa indicators that talagang ang smooth. Very smooth siya. Okay? Pero kung makikita nyo parang very noisy, wag na lang. Okay? Ito yung mga setup natin. Then, ito another example, no? BHI, another example. Phillips Petroleum dati. Ito, very wide yung band. As the stock price goes down, meron konting consolidation dito. Then again, nag-slim, no? Nag-slim siya. Pero si RSI mo hindi pa yet nagano, no? Normally ang ginagawa ko kapag merong slim tapos umakyat, bumibili ako ng tranche. Okay?
Maliit muna, no?
Oh, konti lang, mga parang part lang ng trading risk mo ba? Position sizing. Kasi si RSI dito pa nag-trigger eh. Bandang after ilang days pa siya nag-trigger eh. Dito sa banda.
Yung parang pennant
Oo.
pattern, ganun. Or cup
Oo,
and
dito.
handle, yung handle part.
Dito pa siya
Parang siyang cup and
nag-trigger.
handle eh.
Oo, cup and handle siya. So, either you can buy it sa breakout dito. Where's my cursor? Sa mga bandang kahit 3 pesos, a little bit below 3, pwede pa rin. So, yan. Ito yung BPM setup using AI. Bollinger Band Monster can be one shot trade setup, no? It can be a bottom play. Kita nyo sa meron sa box, bottom play. So pwede kang bumili dito sa box. Once nang breakout, then you can add here ulit sa reversal sa letter B. Then we have a trend momentum following na dito kasi nag-trend na siya. Then we have momentum play. We have pattern formation as well. We have here a rounding cup, and prior to rounding cup, we have cup and handle. So it's a pattern within a pattern. So nag-break out sa cup and handle, then nag-break out sa rounding cup ulit. Then parabolics, no, temporarily hanggang siya nag-trigger siya ng sell signal eh. Noon. So ito yung edge natin on how to spot, on how to buy bottoms. Not the actual bottoms, but at least
Pwede na, malapit na.
Malapit na, okay. Then we have another example of agri-nurture. Ano naman nangyari sa stock ni Tony? Okay. So makikita nyo dati 17 eh. Ng consolidation, then nag-reversal, then dito may konting webso nga pops eh. Okay, if you follow this by the heart, benta ka muna. Ay tapos na webso ako. So it's either you hesitant to buy kasi kaka-webso mo lang. And psychology speaking, no, meron ako palaging nanonotice, no, if you sell the stock at a certain price, for example, nagbenta ka sa 5 pesos, typical observation ko talaga is yung psychology ng investor, they wanted to buy it lower. Hindi yung bibili ng lampas 5 eh, or 6 eh. Kasi nakabenta ng 5 pesos eh. So minsan, naiwanan sila, no? Kasi the stock price goes up eh pagtapos ng benta nila eh.
Nawawala
So
ng
here,
bidders,
no? If you manage to sell here, tapos manage ka ng hesitancy dito, but if you follow talaga the trading system, bumalik ka ulit dito. Then umakyat na siya. Another example, PXP kanina, then ito. Ito Pops, tapos na tayo sa how to spot na buying bottom. So special case na edge natin. Ito yung parabolic fractal na structure ng gold, no? This is the monthly chart of gold, no? That from I think 1970s pa to eh, mga ganon, to 1996. So ito yung tinatawag natin na phase 1. This is the parabolic pattern ng gold, no? Then we have his triangle, yung phase 2, parabolic fracture, phase 2. Then we have the phase 3 here. Ito yung sinasabi natin, since gumawa siya ng pinakamalaking descending triangle. Whenever we say descending triangle, it's a bearish pattern eh. Kasi kung nag-breakdown yung stock price sa support ng descending triangle, babagsak yun eh. So kaya tinawag natin the greatest bear trap ever. Oo. Kasi it took how many years for this pattern to form eh. Bearish pattern to form. Tapos, nag-fake lang pala at umakyat ng todo.
Pinabenta lang. Pinabenta lang.
Oo. Tapos, nag-fake lang siya eh, pinabenta lang lahat eh. Then we have the phase 4 TODA. Ito yung tinatawag natin umakyat
Tignan
na ng
mo, no?
todo. So this is the overall chart pattern of a price pattern of gold from 1970 to 1996. Dito ako kumuha ng fractals, okay? Ito yung currently sa gold ulit, no? Actually gold din to, pero yung the beauty of fractals is itong I mentioned earlier na deja vu eh. May mga fractals talaga na nag-occur ilat eh. They're occurred in monthly and weekly and shorter time frame eh. So right
Ulit-ulit
now,
lang eh.
ulit-ulit lang, oo. So parang na-recollect mo sa memory mo na nakikita ko na to dati. So here we have here the PSP, the parabolic structure phase 1. Here we have here, ito siya, phase 1, parabolic structure phase 1. Then we have here the triangle, parabolic structure phase 2. Ito. Then we have here the PS3 no, structure. Then we have here, I think that was in 2020 ko pa ginawa to. The TODA type, no? PSP4. So currently ito yung gold ngayon. This one, ito yung nangyayari ngayon. So umakyat ang gold. So, pero, ito yung sinabi ko kanina, Paps, sa'yo, yung Diego na parabolic fall cycle. Ngayon, we already have the number 1, 2, 3, and 4 sa parabolic cycle in 5. Nag-correct siya into A, then B. Huwag naman sana pupunta sa C. Sana pumalpak to. Okay, para umakyat palalong gold, no? So another example, Regenon Pharmaceuticals. Ito, 1, 2, and this was in 2021 as well. Nakaakyat sa ng mga bandang 1,200.
Okay.
And currently the price of REGN nasa nasa monthly band niya. So this will act as a natural support for the stock price, no.
Pops,
Yun.
may tanong ako. How do you set
Oh.
your targets, measured targets for PSP4?
Kapag ano lang, kung baga ano lang lahat eh. Ano bang tawag dito? Parang projection lang na
Oo, projection.
umakyat siya ng todo. Ho. Hindi ko pa rin siya hanggang ngayon, Paps, makuha-kuha. Oh, it's very difficult to pinpoint talaga kung saan yung top ng ano. Nagbe-base na ako talaga sa RSI. Oh.
For
Okay,
example, yung
example,
peak to trough ng PSP2. Peak to trough ng PSP2. Pwede siguro
meron siyang
yung
return. Meron siyang return na ano. Ito, meron siyang second leg up. So, nag-high siya dito, bumagsak, tapos bumalik. Meron siyang second leg up. Sa PSP2 naman, I mean sa high ng PSP1, meron siyang second leg
to
up.
PSP3 pala.
Yung
PSP1
greatest
to PSP3.
Come again?
Parang yung measured move ng PSP4 is based on the peak of PSP1 to PSP3. Yung
So
measured
parang
move.
double. I think ano eh, yung move niya dito parang 100% up eh. Na hanggang dito. Yung gaano siya kamura dati. So yung ano ko lang talaga, yung clue ko talaga is makahanap ako ng tinatawag kong the V. Ito yung the deep correction bago mag FOMO run. Yung from 3 to 4. Okay. So ito yung V na dapat merong presence hanggang sa mag-top out na siya. Later on meron akong recent trade na naging lucky, no? Papakita ko lang. Pero sa gold dito parang wala pa eh. So yung iniintay ko baka magsisa. Yun. So another example, no? ARET, this is the weekly chart. Ito yung gold natin. It's kumbaga it's still early to tell, no, kung talagang mag-complement, kung talagang mag-fractal to, no, mag-mimix sa gold fractals natin na nangyari. So kasi meron na tayong PSP1, parabolic structure 1, then we have the 2 already. And ito yung ano ko, yung iniisip ko na PS3P. Ito yung
Pwede.
fake.
Yung
Oo.
bear trap.
So, ito yung beer natin na ano na trap. Now I'm counting that what is currently happening in Arit right now is from PSP3 to 4 na siya. So likely no kasi may mga talks and pops na Arit is being groomed into being index stocks eh. So if ever
Pwede.
na mangyari yon, that would be I think the catalyst na
Kaka-inflow.
na may konting chance yung ano, yung gold fractal natin. So ito. So yun. I'm looking at Aret. Tapos ito siya ngayon. So baka mag-visa sa mga bandang 60 siguro, no? Or high 50s. Then we are looking into URC. Ito si URC. Tapos yung PSP1 and currently no, nag-triangle siya, nag-PSP2 siya. Now, mahirap rin yung PSP3 sa ngayon kung saan talaga yung bottom nito eh. So I don't know if we are now on the state of PSP3. Sa tingin ko, pwede na. Pero bear in mind, no, this is a weekly chart for, this is a monthly chart, sorry, mali. This is a monthly chart for URC, meaning it's very, very long to manifest. Matagal yan eh, kasi monthly chart. So it would take multiple years for URC to do a PSP3 hanggang PSP4 kung talagang gold fractal siya. Also, for the PSP3, hindi natin alam kung tapos na to or mag-consolidate na siya, kung gumawa na siya ng circle dito, hindi natin alam. If ever PSP3 ngayon, then I think URC will be on a state of kumbaga consolidation here below 100. So meaning to say 2025 will be not hindi pa siguro year
Fruitful,
ni
oh.
no.
Hindi pa year ni
Hindi pa
URC.
year ni URC no. It goes more I think pa siguro baka yung anak mo Pops yung maka-ano nito.
Kailangan ng
Oo.
turnaround pa. Kailangan ng turnaround siguro sa company. URC.
Oo.
Oo.
Okay. So ito no, recently no, meron tayong nangyari na fractal, yung Dodge. Actually, few months ago lang ako bumalik sa sa crypto after matagal kong binantayan eh. At ang binili ko dalawa lang, Dodge lang at saka Shiba. My brother is into XRP. Dodge rin at saka may isa siyang binili, limutan ko na. So sa ngayon happy siya
XRP,
niya
no?
sa XRP niya, sa crypto niya. Dalawa lang yung binili ko, Dodge at Shiba. Ito may nakita ko sa hourly chart ni Dodge dati na parang gold structure siya, parabolic structure. And then I managed to bought here kasi sabi ko parang PSP3 na rin at the same time this B-band will be act as a natural support. If ever this fails up, benta ko na once mag-trigger ng RSI below level 50.
50.
Okay, there's no harm in buying naman. As long as yung cut loss mo is very So bumili ako dito. Then ito siya as the stock price progresses yung stock chart progresses. Sabi ko wow, swerte na PSP3 nga, sabi ko. Now ngayon saan yung V nito? Okay. We already have the 1, 2 and 3. Ito yung 3. Saan ba yung V dito? Sabi ko saan ako pwede magbenta? Okay. Now sabi ko I'm using PEDAX kako. Kung magbenta ako, malaki rin yung yung spread nito.
Spread loss.
Kahit yung price nito 40, yung benta ko sa PEDAX at 39 lang or what, Then tapos bibili na naman ako ulit. Sabi ko kako. So wag na lang, sabi ko. Tapos baka tulog ako dito kung gumawa ng V, sabi ko. So regardless, sabi ko, I'm going to use this B-band as my selling trigger na lang indicator. Kasi hindi ko makikita kung mangyaring tulog ako, saka nag-V, no? Okay. So ito nag-V nga siya. Hindi ako nagbenta. Buti na lang, hindi bumagsak below that. So sabi ko, ito na siguro yung papunta ulit sa next
Leg up.
segment, sa next part ng PSP4. I have no idea talaga kung saan siya mag-stop. Okay? Hindi ko alam. What I have in mind is that tapos na yung V ng parabolic structure. So I have this the idea na talagang ready na ako mag-sell kasi this will be the top of the whole parabolic structure. Okay, what happened then? Ito siya. Luckily, I managed to sell around here, not because na-trigger yung aking yung B-band. I sold it because the RSI triggers at around 80. Ang ganito. So, nabenta ako. Then I waited ulit. I wait. Then ito na ulit. For me, tapos na yung the whole structure. And gumawa na naman ulit si Dodge ng panibagong pattern or what, no? Then the 1 hour chart that I'm using became noisy. Ito makikita mo yung consolidation, para hindi na kung sundin mo talaga, mawiwipso ka lang,
Hindi
things
na
like that.
constructive.
Hindi na siya. Ginamit ko yung Diego yung parabolic. I mean yung full cycle,
Full cycle.
diversions ni Jet. Ito. Gumawa ko ng kung saan yung support. Ito, baka dito na yung number 2. Then I managed to buy around here. Nawipso ako. Hindi ako bumili dito ako bumili. Okay, pero since number 2 na siya, sabi ko wag ko nang ibenta muna. I'll just bantayan ko na lang din. Then I put a certain stop. Walang stop sa sa PDAX eh. So I put a certain level sa stop na kapag bumagsak ito, benta ko na regardless kung kung kay Elon ba yun or what, no? Okay. So ito ngayon, meron siyang full cycle bell divergence. May 1, may 2, then we have here around 3. Siyempre, hindi ako nakabenta dito. Okay, then we have 4. Then okay, I'm just hoping lang na what is happening right now sa Dodge, it's going to be a wonderful 0.5, no? So after that, baka magbenta ako ulit or I just keep na lang since malapit na mag-inaugurate si Trump, no? Pero baka mag-sell on news na naman yan.
Tama.
So I'm going to sell half regardless kung mag 0.5. I already made my mind. I'm going to keep half. I'm going to sell the half. And if I'm going to buy it back, I won't hesitate to buy it higher. Okay, so yung plano ko. Kung lower, fine. But kung hindi makabili sa lower, I'm going to buy it higher. Okay. So I guess that will be the end of presentation na Pops. So may anong talagang holy grail? Meron bang holy grail sa stock market, sa forex and all, sa crypto? Meron bang holy grail na trading system? Okay, yun ang tanong. Meron. Ito, Photoshop.
Photoshop.
Okay. Okay, but the real holy grail is is how you define
Tama.
yourself. Okay. So I guess that would be all. To God be the glory.
Thank you. Grabe. Thank you for the very nice presentation, Boss Pai. Pati na rin yung very informative presentation. Parang naging refresher din siya sa akin on the parabolic theory, pati na rin doon sa Bebemon setups. So, let's go forward dito sa Q&A segment natin. So, to start the Q&A segment, actually, ako muna magtanong, and then if may
Okay.
questions kayo, then go ahead. Chat nyo lang yung mga questions or raise your hands para at least pwede kayo makapag-interact with Boss Pai, no? You can open your mic, diba? So, to start my question, sabi ng mga market veteran, diba? No one can ever catch the bottom and even sell the top. So, ano ba yung mga main trade management, risk management best practices na ginagawa mo para to minimize risk and maximize the reward? How do you approach it, basically?
Okay, with trading the stock market, local stock market, no, sa PSE. To be honest, ang hirap ngayon kumita ng pera sa PSE.
Tama.
From January, okay pa. From February to first week of or July yata, mahirap. Unless, of course, you have not bought stocks like Plus. And recently, if you have not bought stock like ABG, mahirap siyang kumita. Or you haven't had stocks like ICTSI or Meralco, then I can say na kung kumita ka man ng 5% ngayon, taon, happy na. Or at least break even, or at least -5 siguro, you're very lucky, no? To be honest, kung bumili kami ng stock, for example, sa particular sa trading ko, if PSC siya, I put a certain around maximum of 30% sa PSC since medyo ano na rin parang sanay na ba. At one time, I put as much as 50%, pero wag nyo lang gayahin unless you know what the hell you're doing, no? Sa Forex naman, for example, if I have a capital of $2,000, sa isang trade, I tried to, supposed to be the ideal textbook is 2% of what your network sa your capital sa Forex Pero I can go as much as high as trading $500. If I have a capital of 2,000, I would gamble $500 using leverage. If I had the right signal talaga na that I have been waiting. Kasi sa Forex, for example, I'm trading at Wanda, meron siyang stop loss order, mga ganon, or take profit level So yung position sizing ko talaga sa kanya is around 1/4 of my capital Supposed to be 2% on kung baguhan ka. Pero since sanay na rin, so I put as much as 25% of my capital sa I only trade paulit-ulit. Euro, yen, minsan Aussie, minsan cable. Ang pinaka-frequent ko talaga niti-trade is Japanese index, Dow Jones, oil, gold, and yen. 5. Yung 5. Paulit-ulit lang. Okay,
First, boss
makaka-trade.
Futures.
Yes, CFD. Yung sa Forex Fair.
Okay.
Then sa crypto, naku, wag niyo ko gayahin. Nag-all-in ako ngayon sa Dodge. Binenta ko yung Shiba. Oo.
Huwag niyo daw
Pero ano
gagayahin.
siya, sa PDAX kasi sa POPs, so wala siyang leverage. So
spot
kung
lang.
5,000 lang yung pera mo, 5,000 lang yung matitrade mo. Kung 50,000 lang, 50,000 lang. Ganun ba? Kung 100,000, 100,000 lang. Wala siyang leverage. Okay. But before on that, when sa Binance, let's say if I have $1,000 capital sa Binance, ang pinapatalo ko maximum is $100. $10%.
$100.
Yes. Using leverage na hindi masyadong malaki.
Mga 5x lang, no, max.
Mga 5 times lang. Maximum na yon.
Then max dollar risk is $100.
$100, yes. On a
Okay.
particular trade.
Okay.
Yun.
So, thank you, Boss Pai, for answering that question. So actually, sinagot niya yung next question ko, which is your typical risk sizing. So yung typical risk sizing mo is nasa 1%, tama? Or if
currently sa PSE 25%, no?
25% ng port mo.
Ng port ko.
Okay.
So kung meron akong 100,000, 25,000.
Max allocation per stock.
Allocation, yes.
Okay.
Pero kung tinutopak ako minsan, Pops, kasi right recently lang, no, meron mga rebalancing type.
Na place.
Morgan Stanley, mga ganon. Kumuha kami dati, Kumuha ko dati mga 50% ng port sa Security Bank eh. Nung nagsipagbintahan na ba? I don't know if you remember, Security Bank was being sold down, parang binababoy because of index rebalancing. Then it went down as much as 60, 61 pesos. Nag-mock down sila doon. Tapos on the next trading day, umakyat. Kasi tapos na yung rebalancing.
Doon na
So kung may
nag-start
mga
yung buyback.
so kung may magandang rebalancing play talaga, I go more than from my required 25% eh. So nag 50% ako doon one time sa Security Bank. And recently pinabenta ko yung client ko sa dito kasi may follow-on offering. I requested Summit Securities na wag mag-entertain ng new buyers sa follow-in offering ng dito. Instead, priority natin yung ipit na dito holders. Okay. So for example, I have clients who managed to bought dito at 2 pesos, 3 pesos nga na hindi nag-cut. Okay, in the stock price ngayon, sobrang bagsak, right? Okay. What we did was meron kaming allocation per broker around 3.3 million shares yata per broker allocation sa follow-on offering ng dito at 1.05. So if you're a client na meron kang, say for example, 100,000 dito bought at 3 pesos, you're given priority to subscribe at 105. Okay. Kung client ka na bago or client ka na dati pa pero wala kang dito and you wanted to buy the dito FOO, sorry, talagang priority namin yung dito na ipit na holders. Okay. So for example, client A mayroon siyang 100,000 bought at 3. Pinasubscribe ko siya sa follow-on offering ng dito at 105. Pero sabi ko sa kanya, we need to sell this dito of yours na bought at 3 at 1.50, 160. Current price right now, 140. O kahit 140 pa. Benta natin so that the proceed, benta mo natin is the one we're going to pay at 4 at 105. Ngayon, I'm going to give you 100,000 shares of dito at 105. We sell your 100,000 original at 140, no? For example, in the particular, meron kang 140,000. Sabihin na natin, simple math, wala mo ng expenses. Tapos yung 140,000, yung 105,000 dyan, ibabayad natin sa 100,000 shares of dito at 4 at 105. So meron kang natirang 35,000. So yun ang pag-Christmas ko sa iyo. So parang binalik lang
Arbitrage
natin.
play, no?
So parang kasi sobrang ipit ka boss eh, sabi ko sa kanya, benta natin to para at least malang maibsan natin konti. So yun, ang piniliti namin, nagbenta kami lahat, inubos namin yung mga ipit, binenta namin yung shares ng dito from 140 to 150 na price level. Then ni-subscribe namin sa follow-on offering at 105. So yun, then yung pera na natira, ni-issue namin sa kanila. So yun.
Bali, na-lessen yung losses, no? Kumbaga, ano?
Na-lessen konti. Na-lessen
Oo,
konti.
na-lessen na konti.
Oo. Kaysa sa wala kaming ginawa.
Oo, tama.
Or for example, gusto niya mag-subscribe, 100,000 ulit to average down yung current holdings ng 100. Pero sabi ko, hindi natin alam kung saan kang kungan ito pupulutin eh.
Oo nga.
So, pwede mong gawin yan. Pero, you will put another capital for risk, sabi ko. So, okay lang kung pagkatapos nito, umakyat yung dito, then,
Thank you.
yung average down mo, maganda. Pero kung what
Maganda.
if hindi? So, yun na lang ginawa namin lahat. Binenta lahat ng dito na old shares, tapos binili ng 4. Yun.
Solid. Arbitrage play, no? Tama.
Arbitrage, yes.
May question dito, Boss Pai, no? Question ni Boss Alex Adalom. Can we use the system in scalping? For example, using a time frame of 5 minutes or 15 minutes? Yung...
Definitely yes, okay. Pero ang sabi ko nga earlier, humanap ka ng certain time frame na maganda. Yung very clean and very ano siya, blended well, no? It complements well the price and the B-band, yung indicator ng price. So mahanap ka ng time frame na hindi noisy. Ngayon, kung yung time frame mo na 15 or 5-minute chart, ano siya, paakyat, pack down, and the indicators medyo sira, wag mo lang gamitin. Okay, humanap, either you find another asset to trade or humanap ka ng ibang time frame. Kumbaga, ginagawa ko yan, lalo na sa Forex. I'm using 15-minute time frame or 5 minutes time frame. Pero hinaghanap ako ng isang pair or ng index na that complements well or blended well sa time frame and the price. Kumbaga maganda yung interaction nila.
Constructive interaction.
Oo.
Yun. Thank you, Boss Pai. May follow-through question lang ako. For example, you're using the 15-minute time frame as your execution time frame. Ano yung ginagamit mong reference time frame for the PET12? Ano yun? Yung parabolic high
PET12?
risk na, I mean yung parabolic high risk na status. For example, you're looking at the 15-minute time frame. So, parabolic na siya sa 15-minute. Tapos gusto mo ma-assess if mag-arally pa ba siya using a higher time frame. Kunwari, gagamitin mo yung daily time frame for our time frame. Ano yung preferred time frame mo for a 15-minute time frame na execution time frame?
Okay, that would be yung warning ko kanina, that would be time frame hopping, okay? Very rare ko nakikita sa daily ng forex pair na pumalo ng parabolic except for the Turkey lira. Okay.
Turkey lira.
Normally kung nakikita ko yung mga forex pairs like euro, Japanese yen doing parabolic runs 15-minute, inabangan ko talaga na mag-dip below to short. Or if I have a position, then nagparabolic siya, nagbibenta ako before magparabolic. Kasi very rare ko nakikita na yung forex na pair nagstay longer sa parabolic on a shorter time frame eh. Kahit sa daily wala eh. Very rare except sa USD versus Turkey lira eh. TRY. Okay, now if you trading the 15-minute time frame, no, tapos nagparabolic siya sa forex, mahirap. Normally it's a sell for me kasi hindi na sustain. Now kung magparabolic siya sa crypto, ang bilis umakyat. Dati sa Binance ganon, okay? May mga assets pala na hindi siya, mabuti na tanong, no, na hindi siya well adaptable sa parabolic theory, especially forex pairs.
Efficient kasi.
Oo, especially forex. Oo. Tapos kung gumamit ka sa forex ng 5-minute, wag kang mag time frame hopping using 15 minutes. Kung saan ka, stick ka doon. I think yun lang siguro masasabi ko, wag mo lang palitan yung time frame sa forex mo.
Okay. May follow-through question si Alex. So ibig sabihin sir, yung correlation ng RSI is only applicable sa weekly and daily pag ina-analyze yung EPHR concept.
Wag sa forex, pwede sa stocks.
Stocks and crypto.
Okay, I get it na. Okay. Ito. Ang sabi ko kanina, if you're using the smaller time frames, like for example, 1 hour and 15 minutes, wala kitang basihan. Are we using time hour, 1 hour chart versus 15-minute chart as like a weekly and daily? Okay?
Yun, tama.
Kasi yung na-study ko lang, no, to be honest, the parabolic high risk and extreme parabolic high risk was only for daily and weekly. Hindi ko siya na-study sa time frame na 1 hour versus lower time frame like 30 or 15 minutes. So kung if we base our assumption na the hourly chart is parabolic and the 15-minute chart is parabolic as well, pwede natin magamit yung parabolic high risk or extreme parabolic high risk. Hindi, there's no valid studies yet that I've encountered or analyzed. So, Sir Alex, if you have the time and if you're already into studying those,
Gawa ka
I
ng
would
deep
appreciate it.
dive.
Please do so, tapos share mo na naman sa amin. Okay,
Gamit ka
kasi
siguro
talagang
ng
hindi ko sila study eh.
gamit siguro siya ng 5x multiplier. So kunyari M15 yung ginagamit niya. Ang gamitin niya na reference time frame is 2-hour time frame. Parang
Pwede, oh.
yung 2-hour time frame, yung weekly time frame is the 2-hour time frame. Tapos yung 15-minute time frame is the daily time frame. Which is yun
Yeah.
yung original concept.
I actually may nagtanong rin pala dati yan sa akin. Ang nano ko lang kasi yung reference ng weekly sa lower time frame ano ba talaga? So for example, sabi mo 2-hour or 4-hour chart, then anong reference ng daily? 1-hour chart ba or the next succeeding time frame? So for example, if we're using 4-hour chart as our weekly reference, si 1-hour chart ba yung daily time frame natin na reference? So parang hindi ko na siya tinuloy kasi ako mismo parang nahihirapan din eh. Kung anong gamitin natin na time frame if you're using the weekly or daily sa PHR or extreme parabolic high risk. Kahit sa monthly, hindi ko siya na-try. Like for example, if the stock price goes monthly, parabolic, hindi ko pa siya na-study kung ano yung effect nito sa PHR or EPHR with weekly and daily eh.
Weekly, daily.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hanggang doon lang ako muna, Paps.
Pero very useful na yung useful na yung daily, weekly. Actually, ginamit ko siya dati sa dito. Nung nag-17 ata yun or 15. Yung
Oo.
pinakahuling sell on news niya na parang operating na sila. So, ginamit ko yung concept na yun, yung EPHR. So, hindi nagtuloy yung breakout. So, it was a bull trap. So, I sold partial on the bull trap. Then sold all on the breakdown. So, technically, parang sold the top pero in slices, in tranches.
In tranches.
Kasi hindi mo naman mahuhuli yung top eh. Na sell all
Yeah.
talaga. Sell all.
Yeah.
Mabubwisit ka lang eh. Kunwari, tipong nag-sell all ka sa isang perceived top. Tapos umangat pa. Pwedeng matilt ka eh. Pwedeng matilt ka eh. So, partials talaga, slices. Okay, so may last question ako, Boss Pai. What is the most memorable trade when you sold the top? Can you brief us on the whole experience?
Alam mo yung basic, Pop? Yung basic.
BSC.
Yeah. Actually, ang ginagawa ko kasi sa basic, no, way back pa, each time meron akong profit, bumibili ako sa kanya partial. There was a time na ako lang talaga mag-isang bumili lang ng hayop na stock na yan eh. For example, bumili ako ng 10,000 shares sa 0.20, mga ganun ba? It's not that much, no? 2,000 peso worth. I started 2009. 2009, imagine. Tapos nung 2021 ba yon, COVID? Yeah. Biglang nabuhay siya because it was taken over by the Villavicencios. What happened then, nag-multiple ceiling yata. Yeah. So, from 0.20 something, umakyat ng 30 ng 50, tapos nag 1 peso. I managed to sell at around 140 to 170 yata that time. Kasi yung RSI niya was way up na eh. I think 80 something. Managed to set, tapos nag 90 plus pa yun eh. When I sold my last tranche, nag-ano lang ako, Pops, nag-slicing rin ako. Kasi hindi ko alam kung ano yung top talaga. I sold my last shares yata 174. Umakyat pa ng todo yun. Sabi ko, naku naman, kamot ulo lang. Pinapanood ko lang siya, oo. Hanggang nag 2 pesos pa yata yun eh. Then sabi ko, wala na, ano na to, FOMO na to. Then bumagsak. Now, one of my favorite, memorable yun eh. Kasi sa sobrang tagal na hawak ko, parang nasabi mo sa sarili mo, parang worth it. Pero actually, may mga thoughts na sa mind mo na you did a monstrous mistake in accumulating that basura, kumbaga. Okay, kumbaga sana binili mo na lang ng ICT yon o things like that.
Oo.
Oo, or Jollibee in particular, or stock na nagdi-dividend, kumbaga bakit basic kako tapos tuloy-tuloy pa rin yung pagbili mo na, pero ano siya talaga eh, I justified myself. Talagang all sinira niya yung discipline ko talaga eh. Pero I justified myself na profit money lang naman yung pinasok ko. Hindi siya capital. So
Mm.
parang, oh, sige, parang pwede
House
na.
money.
Oh. So there's no harm kumbaga sa portfolio ko kasi profit money siya. So kumbaga it's a zero cost on my part kasi profit money. So oh, sige, parang ganoon. Sige, tuloy mo na, parang ganoon. So sige, hawakan mo na lang, parang ganoon. Okay. O sige, wag ka mag-cut loss, parang ganoon. Okay. So parang it kumbaga lahat na lang ng rules mo violate mo dahil sa kanya because tapos dinustify mo lang kasi profit money. Then recently, yung plus, same rin, nag RSI 80 yata yon. That was few months back, last
July, August ata yan eh.
end of August yata or mga ganun pa. So, pero hindi na kami bumalik eh. Hindi na kami bumalik. Oh. Ang pinaka-recent kong na-regret, nabenta ko yung ABG 9 Plus. Hindi naman kalakayihan na shares. Pagkatapos ko ng benta, nag-11 ang hayop. Then tuloy-tuloy na. Actually, I got fake. Not because of the indicator. Ay, nako. Kasi minsan kahit ano muna ka-discipline or what, may mga pumapasok na distraction eh. I
Oo.
got faked by the news that Okada was going to do an IPO. Right? Di ba? Sabi ko, kung mag-IPO si Okada, what's the purpose of ABG? Hindi na siya magbabackdoor doon, di ba? So,
Mm.
nung umakyat yung stock na yon, wala, binitawan ko na, 9 plus. Tapos nag-close ng 11 hanggang nung Friday, 22. Wala na. Pinapanood ko lang. Pinapanood ko na lang.
More of
Hindi
parang
naman
fundamental sell, no? Parang naging ganun yung trigger.
walang fun, wala eh. Wala, ewan ko anong meron doon sa ano. Pero may fractal ako doon eh. Kasi I got challenged ba and interested. Ano ba meron sa ABG? So baka sabi ko, let's review this heaven. Early days of heaven. Ni-review kong early days of heaven. Meron siyang fractal na parang 1, tapos huminga, second pole huminga ulit, tapos nag third pole huminga, then nag sideways na matagal. Tapos umakyat pa ng todo. Pero yung sideways na matagal, I don't know kung ano. Nasa third pole si EBG ngayon eh. So sabi ko kung mag-sideways to, then heaven fractal to ng mga early days. Pero wala na, hindi ko na pinatulan yung stock ngayon.
Okay.
So, yun.
Solid. May mga ano talaga, no? Hindi malilimutan na trades. Okay. Thank you, Boss Pai. Dami ko natutunan ulit sa inyo, no? Thank you. So sa lahat ng nanonood right now, kindly chat your key learnings or light bulb moments on Boss Pai's talk and webinar, no? So kindly chat na lang para at least mabasa natin if May natutunan ba kayo? Ako honestly, pinaka natutunan ko is ayun, more on reinforcement lang na sell on partials, buy on partials, importance of trade management and risk management. And then yung isa din sa mga key learning ko yung ano uh, more of ano indicator-based cycles. Kasi more on I'm using a Wyckoff method type of approach yung market cycles, 'di ba? Accumulation, markup, distribution. So yung kanina, yung P12 bear div na multiple P12 bear div, yung three pushes, 'di ba? Na-realize ko lang na it was an indicator-based distribution signal, 'di ba? So distribution siya na based on RSI. Yun. So that was my key learning. Thank you, Boss Pai.
Thank
Again.
you, thank you.
Ayun, so sa mga nanonood pa right now, let's wrap this video up. Thank you to everyone who attended this very fruitful webinar. And thank you for being an active subscriber of Investa Prime Elite. So without your support sa mga nanonood right now, this will not be made possible. And again, thank you, Boss Pai, for this Prime Elite webinar. We learned a lot. So salute talaga. And do you have any final message to everyone who attended this webinar, Boss Pai, na nanonood? Final message to everyone.
Okay, palagi ko na sinasabi, no, or naririnig niyo siguro, no, if you're starting pa lang to invest, palaging sinasabi na, no, na go long term. Pero the irony is that, since bago pa lang kayo mag-invest, hindi nyo pa na-experience yung long term, kung ano yon. Kasi meron normally, pag-start ng pag-invest, 1 buwan, 3 buwan, hindi umakyat ng stock, na-discourage na agad eh. So I think yung pinaka-ano lang siguro is that you start small, then you gradually increase it. Pero if the time happens na when you are investing, hindi mo na kaya or you're not comfortable with the situation, don't add na. Hindi, wag na kayo mag-add ng investment kasi yung risk ng investing is not for you, the stock market. Start small muna, then kung kaya nyo pa yung pag-invest, then you top it up hanggang sa the time na you're well prepared na to invest ulit. Kasi kung basahin mo lahat ng libro or makinig ka sa lahat ng seminar bago ka mag-invest, hindi matapos-tapos, hindi ka makag-start eh. Kasi maraming alibis ang investors eh. Like for example, hindi pa ako nakapag-aral. So hindi mo na ako mag-invest. Hindi ko pa tapos basahin yung libro ni ano. Hindi pa ako mag-invest. But when you started to invest na kahit small lang, you are motivated to study talaga. And you are
Tama.
motivated to or being encouraged talaga na pag-aralan. Oo. Ang dami kasing alabay kung hindi pa ka nakapag-start eh. So yun, start small, then invest.
Okay. Skin in the game talaga. Skin in the game. Okay. Thank you, Boss Pai. Sa lahat ng nanonood right now, if pwede, kindly turn on your cameras para makapag-picture tayo, everyone.
Okay, picture.
Wait lang. Patay lang, Boss Pai, nung screen share.
Okay. Wala na siya.
Naka-on pa rin eh.
Okay. Wala na? Okay. Got it.
Yan.
Yeah.
Yun. Okay, so let's take a picture. 1, 2, 3. Isa pa. 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you, Boss Pai. Thank you, everyone sa nanonood.
Thank you.
Thank you. God bless and good night. Thank you. Ay, hindi. Nandito pa si Sir Leonard.
Si Leonard.
Nakahabol. Last na.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. Okay, yun. Nakahabol pa.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you again. Thank you,
Bye-bye.
Boss Pai.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Good night.
Good night.